Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Gold with your daily analysis for gold done on Thursday 28th of November. I'm recording this video 20 past 5 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time, 28th of November. At the daily chart level, the wave count is the same. This is the main wave count, and I also have an alternate which I published late for you yesterday in an update. At this stage, I have to state that this main wave count and the alternate have about an even probability. As we go through these charts, I will explain why. For this main wave count, I am expecting, and the alternate as well, I'm expecting that primary wave 4 is not over. It's been suggested that primary wave 4 could have been a single zigzag and over here, but if that's the case, it lasted just 9 weeks. Its counterpart, primary wave 2, lasted 53 weeks. Now, they don't have to be of the same duration, but they have to be reasonably similar, because it's the proportion between second and fourth waves within an impulse which gives, or is the biggest part of what gives the wave count what we call the right look. A difference of 9 weeks and 53 weeks gives the wave count all the wrong look. So it's very unlikely that primary wave 4 was over here. It's much more likely that it's going to continue further as a flat correction, double combination or double zigzag. The first structure is a zigzag upwards, the second structure is a zigzag down, which is less than 90% the length of this first upwards wave. So if the downward zigzag is over here, then primary wave 4 can't be a flat, so it's most likely a combination. It's less likely a double zigzag because X waves within double zigzags aren't usually this deep. X waves within combinations, however, are usually this deep. That's what it looks like. If we have a combination, then intermediate wave Y should subdivide 335 as a flat correction. It could also be a triangle, most likely a flat though. Within a flat, we can have 3 up, and the 3 down can make a new price extreme beyond the start of the A wave, so this midterm invalidation point only applies for the first 5 wave up movement. If we have a flat correction for intermediate wave Y, then primary 4 is a combination which take up time and move price sideways. That's their purpose. So I'd expect intermediate Y to end about the same level as intermediate wave W, about 1433.83. If, however, this next upwards movement subdivides as a big 5, then intermediate wave Y is most likely a zigzag. B can't move beyond the start of A, and a double zigzag has a different purpose. Its purpose is to deepen a correction when the first zigzag in the double does not move price deep enough. So if that's unfolding, I will expect movement comfortably above this point. But primary wave 4 may not move into primary wave 1 price territory above 1532.90. I'm drawing this parallel channel around minor wave C downwards using Elliott's second technique. Draw the first trend line from this high label 2 to the end of this candle here up here, label 4, place a parallel copy on the end of 3. While price remains in this channel, this main wave count and the alternate will have about an even probability. Let's have a look at what's happening here on the hourly chart where the end labelled intermediate X is this point here. From this low to this high we have a nice complete 5 wave impulse. Thereafter, for this main wave count, we have an A, B, C expanded flat correction for a second wave. The subdivisions fit perfectly for this on the 5-minute chart. This subdivides 3, 3, 5, zigzag up, and a 5 down. So if we have a second wave correction over there, it's just over the 0.618 Fibonacci ratio of the first wave, which is really typical, and the third wave may have begun here. At 1281, minuet wave 3 would reach 1.618, the length of minuet wave 1. This channel drawn around this upwards movement is an acceleration channel. I would expect the third wave should breach the upper edge of this channel. It should be quite strong. Now my concern today for this main wave count is this sluggish movement. It's trending upwards, which is what I had expected, but it's not exactly really convincing. It could be that because the United States is currently closed for Thanksgiving, that the first wave within minuet wave 3 is somewhat slow. Certainly could be. That could be a first wave. However, I want to see 3 things in order to have full confidence in this wave count and confidence in a big trend change down here. I want to see a good 1 or 2 hourly candlesticks above this channel, which I have copied over from the daily chart, and not touching this trend line. I want to see a clear breach of this trend channel in order to have any confidence in a trend change down here. After that, the next point would be movement above 1255.01. That's this point here. At that stage, upwards movement could not be a second wave correction within a continuing downward trend, so the downward trend would most likely be over. Full and final confidence would come with price movement above 1261.52. At that stage, the alternate wave count would be firmly invalidated, and this would be my only wave count. Within Minuet Wave 3, no second wave correction may move beyond the start of the first wave below 1234.68. If we see price move below that point, this main wave count will quite strongly reduce in probability, and I would favour the alternate at that stage, but it would not be confirmed until we see movement below this point, because movement below 1234.68 could be a continuation of Minuet Wave 2 as a double flat or a double combination. At the daily chart level, this alternate wave count is absolutely identical to the main wave count up to this point here, but then instead of minute 3 or pink 3 and 4 over here, minute wave 3 most certainly could be extending, with an extending third wave which must subdivide as an impulse with 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 may not move into 1. Movement above 1261.52 would very firmly invalidate this alternate wave count. This wave count expects more downwards movement to last probably a couple of weeks, and within it a fourth wave correction in the opposite direction still to complete. The target at this stage is 1206, where minor wave C would reach equality in length with minor wave A. If price moved below 1205, slightly below this target, then this downwards wave would be 90% the length of this upwards wave, and I would relabel primary wave 4 A, B, C and expect a flat correction, because flats are more common than multiples. Let's have a look at how this downwards movement fits with MACD to try and see if MACD can clarify for us where is the third wave. Was it over here or is it over here? Let's have a look on a 2-hourly chart. This is where minor wave B ends and minor wave C begins. I've labelled this 2-hourly chart as for the alternate, with 1, 2 and an extending 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 and the third wave still to end with Minuet Wave 5. I've expanded MACD to use it as a guide for momentum. The strongest momentum within this downwards movement is right here, which for the alternate is in the middle of the third wave. So this alternate actually fits beautifully with MACD. However, I have noticed for gold, and looking at past impulses which are fully complete and having a look at the third waves within them, that sometimes for gold, typical of commodities, sometimes it shows a fifth wave, quite strong fifth wave, that is slightly stronger in momentum than the third wave. And here, the momentum here and here, which for the main wave count, this is where I have the third wave ending, the difference in momentum really isn't that great. It's only slight. Even with MACD being well extended, the difference is really small. So I have to unfortunately sit on the fence and say that this alternate and the main wave count have about an even probability. We need to see price break out of that channel and then above trend and out of that small price zone in order to have clarity. At the daily chart level, it's still possible that we're in the early stages of a big contracting or barrier triangle for primary wave 4. We'd still be expecting upwards movement. This one should be a zigzag, and it's either begun here or, as for the alternate idea, it's going to begin in a couple of weeks. For a contracting or barrier triangle, C may not move beyond the end of A, above 1438.83. This idea would expect choppy, overlapping sideways movement in an ever-decreasing range for several weeks, if not a couple of months yet. That's all for me today with your gold analysis, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody.